in just 2.5 days, 2.5 days, the Border-Gavaskar Trophy series, which we thought the most important, the most hyped of all the tournaments in this World Test Championship cycle for India, it's finished. And what we have seen, 177 and 91 from the world number 1 ranked test team.
Right.
And it continues their nightmare in India. 15 years, just 1 win. Was this an Australian team coming out to play in Nagpur? And with this loss, the nature of the loss, innings and 132 run defeat, and been bowled out for just in one session for 91, are we staring at Australia once again having a repeat of 2013, 4-0? That is the topic of discussion that we have today in this special edition of the Dugout. And firstly, I will start off with Vikrant sir. Did you expect such a tame and meek collapse from Australia?
I think they were embarrassing. Yeah. Australia were embarrassing for their own fans, for their cricket world back home. They were very embarrassing. I mean, they made mistakes before the test match. That's okay. I mean, there are times you misjudge, you make a few changes, you don't pick the right 11. That's okay. That's part and parcel of the game. I was expecting them to play a little better in the second innings. I mean, again, first innings, you won the toss, you couldn't make use of that, fine. They had 2 opportunities when India were batting. The first one was 168 for 5 when Suryakumar Yadav got out. And then Rohit Sharma and Jadeja had that partnership. And then when after Rohit, K.S. Bharat was also dismissed. And India was some 60-70 runs ahead. Right. I think this was a wonderful opportunity for them. They could not use the opportunities. Today, when they lost Jadeja, again, the game had been lost. I think Australia knew overnight that the game was over for them. But the last day would have been, what could they salvage from the last day, from the last innings, and take it to Delhi? Now when India lost Jadeja and Shami got those runs, I think that was the final nail in their coffin. Pat Cummins, the best bowler in the world, captain of Australia, he was clueless.
Yes.
I mean, he was bowling with his spinners, and the spinners were bowling those dollies so that a batsman would sky a catch, which didn't happen. I mean, whatever catches came, they dropped. He should have picked up the ball, bowled a spell against the tailenders at least. But I think by allowing the Indian 9 and the Indian 10 numbered batsmen get those runs, Australia had conceded the game.
Yes.
But the way they batted, very embarrassing. I think it is as embarrassing as the 36 all out. Because those 36 all out, remember till that point, the match was neck to neck.
Yep. Yeah.
I think India were leading by some...
Yes, India were leading by 60 odd runs.
Yes, India were actually leading. Yeah. And then, you know, in one session, India got all out. There were 36 all out. This was even more embarrassing.
Yes.
I think this 91 is more embarrassing for Australia than the 36 was for India.
For India. And we have Rahul joining us right bang at the center of the VCS stadium. Rahul, the body language of the Australian team, even if you're seen in the press conference that what Pat Cummins did, when they came out on day 3, was it an indication to you that they were already deflated, defeated and wanting to get away from Nagpur?
I think the result was never in question after Australia were bowled out for 177 and thereafter the score that India had posted, 400. I think the result was not in question. It was just that how long can they delay the inevitable? But this, demolition that happened to this Australian team in just one session speaks volumes about the confidence and their ability to play against top-class spinners. Even Rohit Sharma, he admitted that even I was surprised. Never expected that they will be bowled out for a score, inside one session. That's the T session. So, but stranger things have happened in the past in cricket. You would remember that India were shot out for 36 in Adelaide, and thereafter what happened. But unfortunately, I do not see this Australian team making a comeback in Delhi, because Delhi is even slower wicket. They will struggle there also until and unless they regroup. And I don't know what they have to do, but their confidence level, their body language, look at them. It's day two. Scott bowling second in the first session rather. Scott bowling is bowling in the first session, and by the way, he's quick. No? He may not be an express fast bowler. And wicket-keeper Alex Carey is standing up right behind the stumps for a fast bowler like Scott Boland. So why did you play a fast bowler? Okay. As far as Pat Cummins is concerned, I think that one spell with the second new ball that he bowled to Rohit Sharma, where he found an edge against Virat Kohli and then, against Rohit Sharma. And then next ball, he got him out bowled. I think that was one spell. I think that was one thing that the Australians can take back to their team hotel or wherever they are headed to, or Todd Murphy's 5-wicket haul. That's it. Otherwise, there is nothing to talk about as far as the Australians are concerned. And these are top. See, and even their spinners couldn't extract that kind of turn that the Indian spinners did. The likes
Now,
of
a question for
Ashwin
you.
especially.
Is Mitchell Starc going to be fit for the next test match? Is Cameron Green available to bat and bowl in the next test match?
I can't say that for sure. See, as far as Mitchell Starc is concerned, for the past 3 days or 4 days, ever since I've been here, I haven't seen him bowling in the nets. I'm talking about Mitchell Starc. Cameron Green, I did see him, but he was not bowling full tilt, to be very honest. I saw him bat a couple of times, Cameron Green, but bowling, he was bowling very normally. He wasn't bowling full tilt. Mitchell Starc, I haven't seen. Unfortunately, I missed the press conference. Otherwise, I would have been in a better position to answer your question. There was other things, other lives that I was doing. So I missed the Australian press conference.
And from the Indian camp, is Shreyas Iyer available?
He should be. The Indian team or the management hasn't responded to it, because the Indian team, I believe, is expected to reach Delhi on 14th of this month. On 14th rather. That is today is 11th. So in 3 days' time they'll reach there. So it now remains to be seen whether if Shreyas Iyer is fit. So is he going to join the Indian team here, that is in Nagpur, or in Delhi?
See, Ahmedabad is going to be much the same like Nagpur.
Absolutely.
That leaves you with
Right,
Delhi,
sorry.
and Dharamshala again looks difficult right now. Huh? Rather than Dharamshala, the test match could actually be shifted to Vizag. So Vizag again.
I think, can I say something here?
Bilkul.
I think Vizag would be very difficult because I was just checking with a few people here. So why it is difficult is because you have to, because the entire entourage of this cricket match, if you include the Indian team, the Australian team, the broadcasters, you need a big city. You need at least accommodation for around 350 people. So I think Vizag
Sure,
will be
Vizag
difficult.
will
It
have more
has to
hotels
be-
than Nagpur will, yeah.
No. I think it has to be either Bangalore or maybe your home ground.
Mohali.
Could be your home, yeah. But I think Bangalore looks more suitable. Because see, Calcutta they can't go because the Ranji final
Is there,
I think is to be played there, and you need to have a 2-week window.
No, the point that I was making was that more or less
it has to be a big
you will have
venue, big
conditions
city.
almost akin to what you had here.
Yep.
I don't see Australia winning the series or drawing the series. India will be playing in the World Test Championship final for sure.
Yes.
The only thing that can happen, worst comes to worst for India, is they may lose a test match. So the best possible result for Australia right now could be 1-3.
1-3.
And like you said, 4-0, it's a possibility. I think, there are demons inside the camp. They're not confident enough, and they're not backing their ability. Either they don't have the skill to play spin or they're not backing it. I mean, Steven Smith was trying in both the innings, but then again, somebody of the stature of Steven Smith, we would expect a big one from him. Labuschagne was okay in the first, wasn't so in the second. Usman Khwaja, again, blink and he's gone.
Blink and miss.
David Warner.
The biggest shot.
Serious question marks. Again, David Warner will play one good innings. He'll obviously come up with one blinder here and there, but he's not reliable anymore.
Yes.
And the Renshaws and the Peter Handcombs and the rest. I mean, you don't know what's going to happen. So the best possible scenario for Australia is if Cameron Green is fit and he can bowl. So he replaces Renshaw.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Mitchell Stark replaces Boland.
Bowler.
Yep.
Because they'd have to play. I think they need to bring in another spinner. Otherwise,
Again, that's going to be tricky for them.
Of
For
course.
Australia to play with three I mean, they should have played with the Ashton Agar.
exactly.
Again, Todd Murphy will play now. He's picked up
Yes.
wickets.
Yes.
Nathan Lyon
Has
didn't.
to play.
Yes. So, three spinners from Australia will be difficult unless and until they take a chance and have Agar as their fifth bowling option.
Correct.
Head.
They need
They'll have to
more-
get Travis Head also.
So Travis Head can replace maybe Peter Handcomb.
Handcombe,
Yes.
So
Or
I think they
Renshaw.
got their 11 wrong, but more than that, they have not shown any skill. Again, when people talk about the 36 all out in Adelaide, again India took the first innings lead.
Yeah.
India were in the game till that morning.
Yes.
They were fighting Australia skill to skill. They lost,
Yep.
and then they won the series as well. Australia do not have the skills needed to win in these conditions.
Yeah.
I mean, not too many have.
Yeah.
The last time we lost a series in India was 10 years ago. And one thing that stood out was the preparations that the England team had for that tour.
Correct. They
I
played
think they
2
played some
games.
4 or
Yes.
5 tour games.
Yes.
I mean, Australia came here and said that it doesn't make sense to have this false sense of complacency. The side games will be played on good pitches, and then all of a sudden in the test match you'll have turners. But if you're playing the side games on good pitches, at least a couple of batsmen would have scored centuries.
Yes.
I think, again, I fail to understand the logic these international cricketers have now. When you get runs even in club cricket, that gives you confidence.
Yes.
I mean, the same can be said about KL Rahul, Virat Kohli as well. If they had come into the series with a Ranji Trophy game or 2 or 3 and a century here and a century there, things would have been different
Different. Yes.
and easier.
Yep. I'll ask this question to both Rahul and Vikrant sir. Rahul, to you, Pat Cummins throughout has said, yes, this is the kind of pitch that, yes, we would have encountered. Yes, it's a typical Indian wicket. But the talk that dominated, privately, do you think that Pat Cummins in Australia were spooked by the wicket that they got in Nagpur?
See, I think, as I said earlier also, they lost it in their minds. Even before they had stepped onto the field, the thought process was not the right one, because wicket, a lot was being talked about the wicket. I remember, Rohit Sharma, the Indian people from the Indian camp, that when they came out, they were completely unperturbed. Of course, they are better equipped to handle situations like these. And by the way, this was not a rank turner as to how the Australians projected it to be. It was a typical Indian wicket where, it has happened in the past. Ashwin and Jadeja, more often than not in India, will pick up wickets. You can get the best bowlers from around the world, the best spinners. They will struggle, but the Indian spinners will do well. As far as for them on this wicket, it was very difficult, and I think mentally they were not prepared for. And the moment they were bowled out for 177, they always knew it's going to be a very difficult comeback if they have to make it. But I don't think what Pat Cummins, because Pat Cummins a day before the match, he came out, he said no, everything is fine, wicket is it's on the drier side, but we'll have to embrace it. Now embrace it.
See, today, Rahul, I think the wicket was bordering on the other side. I mean, if you use a word rank turner, it was bordering on that side because it was the third day's pitch.
Yes.
Correct.
And the third day's pitch was like maybe a fourth day or a fifth day pitch. But the first day, the wicket was good to bat on.
Absolutely.
The first day, the pitch was good to bat on. Yesterday also, the Indians batted. I think in the first session today, because the Indians had taken a
144 run
roll
rule.
in the morning. When
Yeah.
you take a roller in the morning,
I think a light roll.
It helps bind the wicket for an hour or two. So India had the best of the day today. But I think I would have really wanted some fight from the Australians. I mean, we had built up so much
Yes.
to the series, the Border-Gavaskar Trophy, India versus Australia. I was actually expecting good games. Yes, we want India to win, but we certainly do not want test matches to finish within 3 days,
Yes.
2.5 days. So I would have, I actually wanted Australia to do well in the second inning, get some 250, 300 runs, maybe give India a target of 50, 60 runs. And then, somebody like Steve Smith or Labuschagne or Warner or whosoever get a century so that, the excitement stays here.
Correct.
Now, I think within 2.5 days, the excitement is gone.
Has gone.
I mean, we know now what is written on the wall.
Yes.
And I think the Australians have also seen what is written on the wall now.
Yep. And not just the wall. Just consider this
And
one.
but I'll just
Yeah.
when you say that it was bordering, I understand because there was a bit of dust whenever the ball. There were a few patches. In fact, I've had a look at the pitch just now, a little while ago. But the Australian spinners were not able to extract that kind of turn that Ashwin was able to. So that's the difference in the quality also. And the experience of bowling on these wickets, maybe, tomorrow it would have deteriorated further and would have been even worse for the Australians. But yeah, that's how it is now.
And consider this one fact which will be very, very problematic for Australia. Number 7, number 8 and number 9. If you have to look at it, Jadeja, Aksar and Mohammad Shami. Those three combined scored 191 runs. The rest of the Australian batting in the first innings managed just 177. Massive story, and the story of Australia's woes ever since 2013. Because
What you are
yeah,
what you are pointing out is a fact, and for Indians, the lower middle order has done really well off late. If you see the recent past, the lower order where you have the likes of Rishabh Pant, Ravindra Jadeja, Ashwin, they've done really well. But now you bat deep, especially in India, you bat deep till 9th. Even the problem with the Australian team is that even if they play 11 players and in this kind of a lineup, they will always end up, they'll end up with one bowler shot and one batsman shot because of the skill set that they have now. And for India, this is the benefit of batting deep.
so Australia have got a catch-22 situation when it comes to team selection. If they pick a bowling all-rounder, they're risking a batting problem.
Correct.
They can't pick a spinner.
What did India do after the 36 all-out in Melbourne? They dropped a batsman
Yes,
and they played a bowler. That sent out a signal, A, to the Indians and B, to the Australians.
yes.
That what has happened. Let us write a new book. Australia must play according to the situations
Yeah.
and to the conditions. 4 bowlers in India, you can't manage.
No.
Yeah,
You cannot manage.
And especially so when you consider that they had someone like a Travis Head who would have been a very good viable
Yes.
option, who you didn't keep in the 11. You were asking part-timers like Labuschagne, who's very strictly a part-time bowler,
Yes.
to shoulder a lot of that. Renshaw was shouldering a lot of that role. It just made no sense. 4 bowlers with 2 pacers in these
Exactly.
conditions. Yeah. And okay, look, I understand with India they have the advantage that, 3 spinners, all 3 really add value with the bat. In fact, 2 of them are proper all-rounders, and Ashwin is something of an all-rounder, particularly in test match cricket. But yeah, you still need more bowling options.
Yes.
Their 2 spin bowlers don't help by the fact that they were absolutely in many ways the same. You have
Yep.
2 off spinners.
Yes.
Why was Ashwin Agar ignored then?
Indeed, 96 overs that the Australians bowled, the Australian spinners bowled, 96 overs.
Yeah.
Yet the amount
toiled.
of... They toiled.
Especially Lyon. Especially Lyon. He was made to look ordinary.
Yes. 2.6 and 126 runs and 250 runs in 96 overs. Yes, they may have done the job, but look at the amount of overs that they had to put in. Now, this is not a problem in Nagpur. You are over bowling the spinners to the ground by the time the second test is done.
Exactly.
That is the catch-22 in this. Now, if Stark is fit, Green is fit, Green might be a certainty to come back, but is Mitchell Stark certain?
Then are you dropping Boland?
You may have to drop Boland. You may have to drop Boland. There is no other option.
Boland has to go out.
Yes.
He will eventually go out. I mean,
because Stark will give you a batting option also. Better bat.
And also can run through the lower order.
That batting option and all, it's just a... I mean, if the top order is not scoring runs, I mean,
then
how
Mitchell Stark isn't going to...
So somebody gets 5 runs or somebody else gets 10. That is not going to make a difference. But I think they will need Mitchell Stark for his ability to bowl quick and to get the ball come in.
To clean up the tail.
Also reverse
Struggled
swing.
with the tail.
They struggled with that.
And Pat Cummins did not bowl at the tail, yeah?
Yes.
He didn't bowl at all.
And also swing, reverse swing also, which they couldn't get.
They couldn't extract it.
They couldn't extract it. Shami, Siraj, brilliant at the top as well as in the, if you want to get it, the latter stages, because reverse swing.
Correct.
That is the major concern. Imagine that 2013, if you look at the comparisons of that 2013 side and this 2023 side, you had a pretty decent top order. In that 2013 Australian side, you had the likes of Clark, you had the likes of Hussey to a certain extent. I think Hussey didn't play, I think he wasn't there. Clark was your prime guy, but you had good bowlers. But then what's happened?
There's no such thing as a weak Australian side ever. Let's be frank. And even back then, they might not have had the same aura, but yes, definitely they were a side to be feared.
And imagine even in a 2-test series that they had in 2010.
No,
they
that
played
was a very close series. I mean, Mohali, we just won.
Yeah.
In Bangalore, second innings, I think we were chasing
200 plus, yeah.
Where Pujara got a
72. No, the point I'm saying is, even in a 2-test series, they played a warm-up game at Sector 16, Chandigarh.
Yeah.
And this series, 4 tests, your potential preview to the World Test Championship final, you just prepared for in Alur. And again, somebody who imitates an action doesn't necessarily mean that you're prepared for him.
Correct.
See, I've been looking at the social media. You know, people have been saying, "Oh, Australia, you are preparing with XYZ. He is no Ashwin." Of course, he's no Ashwin. Yeah.
Yes.
Everybody knows he's no Ashwin.
Exactly.
And Australia never said that. He was better than Ashwin. See, when you prepare with somebody who's virtually unknown, it's just that he bowls like Ashwin.
Yes.
So they were just maybe trying to, look at the action,
Gauge the
look
release points, these kind of things.
The speed, the variations.
The best
in
possible,
length.
the best possible preparation they thought they could.
Yes. So, at the end of the day, this result has, there was no doubt about it, but it's left me flummoxed. Because this is an Australia team we are talking about. Only one loss prior to this entire World Test Championship cycle, and they had done very well in Pakistan and Sri Lanka. But now in India, I think they'll be found wanting. And remember, 4-0 if they lose, and if Sri Lanka somehow managed to win 2-0 against New Zealand, Australia out.
Somehow.
Sri Lanka?
Win 2-0 against New Zealand in New Zealand.
Impossible.
Yes. But they are the only team mathematically still in.
See, they are because Sri Lanka have not played too much cricket.
Yes.
So it's because of the percentage point that they're still there.
Yes.
I mean, this percentage point doesn't make any sense. The first cycle was good. It's just that COVID came and some of the teams could not complete their quota. Yeah, I think that quota was good. You play X number of series with X number of points. I think that was the best system.
Yeah, because
I mean, you play lesser and
still in with a chance.
Yes, still in with a chance. That's what. That WTC cycle was better.
Yeah.
I mean, this isn't.
Yeah, because what that does also, it encourages all teams to play them as many tests as possible.
So 6 series you had to play.
Yeah, 3 home and 3 away.
I think that was a better format. I won't say that was the best format. I mean, going along, you'll have to better it in the times to come. But I think that was a better format than this one.
So, Rahul, the final word, we will get it from Nagpur before we sign off. Rahul, the final word from you. What do you think now, heading into the remainder of the series? The prediction of 4-0 could happen, or is it too premature?
It can happen.
It can happen.
Eventually, I think it will.
Might just happen.
It might happen because the pitches are not going to get any easier.
No, as I was saying after
And
our match,
the-
Delhi, it's already getting warmer. That's a dust bowl by default.
Yep.
How are you going to contend?
Exactly. And if it's moved out of Dharamshala, ideally for logistical purpose, you should hold the third test in Mohali. Logistically, it makes much more sense. Rather than being in the north, again going down south, then
coming
again
back
going
north.
to the west,
Yeah.
can take a
It's a lot of travel.
Yeah, there is anyway a 1 week gap between Delhi, or you may have a 9-day gap if it's another 3-day test.
Yeah.
Look, and this Australian team, okay, sorry, with Smith and Labuschagne, it's not inspiring me any confidence. Because 91 all out is the final nail in the coffin, as Vikrant sir and Rahul had mentioned it.
Absolutely.
So, thank you, Rahul, for all your major inputs from Nagpur. You got your
Don't forget the orange burfis, please.
orange burfis, please. And he got the playing
And
11
Rahul,
spot on.
I'm going to call you right now. Do take my call. Very important.
Yes, yes. So don't forget to subscribe to Sports Today, folks, for all the latest updates. Tap that bell icon to know when we go live. And don't forget, we are also on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. More videos are coming your way because this Border-Gavaskar Trophy first test has been really, really surprising indeed.
Indeed.
Thank you. Bye-bye.